So we would request that everyone be seated, no movement. We are about to start shortly, as I said. So let us all kindly be seated. Our guests are in, council members are in, and so we'll be calling on them for a procession soon. Thank you very much. Can we all just rise as we welcome? Can we all be on our feet as we welcome a procession by the council members, executive committee members, and our guest of honor? At this point, please, there should be as little movement as possible. Thank you.
I don't look like what I have been through. You turned my pit into a well.
Thank you, everyone.
I don't
We may all kindly be seated.
what to. I've been through a lot, but grace sustained me. My test is now a test.
So, good morning once again. My name is Sophia Kwam, ACIB, and I will be your anchor, MC, host, take it however you want it, for today's 14th induction and graduation ceremony of the Chartered Institute of Bankers, Ghana. You are all warmly welcome once again. And this place just brings fond memories for me. Just a year ago, I was also all G3 sitting down, waiting to be called on and to be fully inducted. So I know the emotions going on, most of it proud moments for family and friends gathered here. And indeed, you should be for the years of hard work. We'll quickly call on our president, Mr. Benjamin Amenume, FCIB, to come and give us the welcome address and also to declare this our congregation duly constituted. Please, with a round of applause, let's welcome Mr. Amenume. Years of service. Please do it better. Do it better. The years don't come easy. Thank you very much, Sam.
Good morning, everyone. Our special guest of honor, Mr. Daniel Wilson Ado, FCIB Honorary, Managing Director, Consolidated Bank, Ghana Limited. Nana Abra Apia, Board Chairperson and member of the Institute, Board Chairperson of CBG Ghana. The Vice President of the Chartered Institute of Bankers, Mr. Samuel Esiama, FCIB. The Council Member, Eileen Thelma Randolph Akwishi, FCIB. Executive members of CIB, fellows and associates of our great institute, distinguished guests, inductees, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you today not just as the president of the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana, but as a fellow traveler on the path of professionalism and excellence. I understand the sleepless nights, the countless cups of coffee, and the unwavering dedication that have brought you to this momentous occasion. Today, you stand on the threshold of a remarkable journey, ready to redefine professionalism in banking through ethics. As you embark on this exciting chapter, I want you to know that the banking profession is not about numbers. It's not just about numbers. Or transactions or spreadsheets. It's about people's lives. It's about dreams. It's about aspirations of individuals and communities. It is a profession that demands not just technical expertise, but also a deep sense of integrity, empathy, and social responsibility. The theme for today's ceremony, Redefining Professionalism in Banking Through Ethics, is a call to action, a reminder that in a world where trust is often eroded, the banking profession stands as a beacon of ethical conduct. We are not just financial service providers. We are custodians of trust, ethics, professionalism, guardians of financial well-being, and catalysts for economic growth. And that is, as you enter the esteemed profession, I urge you to embrace the values that define ethical thinking. Integrity should be your compass, guiding you in every decision that you make. Honesty, transparency should be the foundation of your interactions with clients and colleagues. Uphold the highest standards of confidentiality, protecting the sensitive information entrusted to you. Remember, the banking profession is not just a career. It is a calling, an opportunity to make a positive impact on the world. Use your knowledge, the skills to empower individuals, support businesses, and contribute to the financial well-being of our great nation, Ghana. Your graduation marks not just the end of a rigorous academic journey, but also the beginning of a lifelong commitment to professional excellence. The knowledge and the skills you have acquired will serve you well, but it is your ethical compass that will guide you to the true success that you desire. As you navigate the complexities of the banking industry, never lose sight of the human element. Remember that behind every transaction, there is a story, a dream, and a family's future. Treat your clients with respect, empathy, and understanding. Go beyond providing financial services. Become trusted advisors, helping individuals achieve their financial goals and contribute to the economic prosperity of our communities. The opportunities that lie before you are boundless. The banking industry is undergoing a rapid transformation driven by technological advancements and evolving customer demands. Embrace these changes, adapt your skills, and become pioneers in shaping the future of banking. Inductees and graduates, once again, as you embark on this professional journey, remember that you are part of a larger community of banking professionals bound by shared commitments to ethics, professionalism, and excellence. The Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana stands with you, ready to provide support, guidance, and opportunities for continuous learning and development. Together, let us redefine professionalism in banking through ethics. Let us uphold the highest standards of integrity, empathy, and social responsibility. Let us make a positive impact on the lives of others. And let us contribute to a more just, equitable, and prosperous society. Congratulations to all of you, inductees and graduates. May your journey be filled with success, fulfillment, and deep sense of purpose. Thank you, and God bless you.
Let's all please stand. Please.
by the powers vested in me as the president of the Chartered Institute of Bankers, Ghana, I declare the 2023 congregation open.
A round of applause for our president as he takes his seat. And we all can kindly sit down. Thank you very much, Mr. President. We truly appreciate your leadership in these times, a time that the banking industry is being called upon, and the players in the industry, mainly we, the bankers, are being called upon to live up to expectation. So please let me quickly take the opportunity and actually do acknowledge some few people, that dignitaries, let me put it that way, that we have in our midst. Indeed, as we've all seen, we have our president, Mr. Benjamin Amenume, steering us in the right direction, and we are grateful, sir. Very grateful. We also do have our vice president, Mr. Samuel Esiama, in our midst as well. Let's acknowledge him. We do have our CEO. We will describe him at another time. Mr. Robert Tijato, doing a marvelous job here. Our guest of honor, the MD of Consolidated Bank Ghana, one of the biggest indigenous banks in Ghana, Mr. Daniel Wilson Ado. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for honoring us. We would also want to acknowledge the board chair, Mr. Abra Apia. Yes, Nana Abra Apia, yes, not a Mr., forgive me, Nana Abra Apia. We have Dr. Emmanuel Shao. I hope I've gotten the name right. He's a senior advisor to the president of Liberia in our midst, and a former Minister of Finance, Republic of Liberia. Thank you very much, sir. Shao. I hope I got the name right. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for honoring us. We also do have our council members. You know, for such an institution like this, you cannot take a decision as CEO by yourself or just with the president. It requires a team of people who are in depth, both in education and in the industry we are playing in. And we have them. I can see Dr. Abna Pukia. I can see some others also in our midst. I'm sure Mr. Sena too will be here. So please let's acknowledge all of them. They are doing a wonderful job with us. And Mr. President, when you are giving your speech, some things drum home. And it drum home because I mentioned that a year ago I was in your position. And after I was inducted, my question is, so what next? I've actually been in banking 15 years when I got inducted. So I'm like, what next? Because I've been in various roles. But one thing drum home when I was asking myself, now that I'm a professional banker, what it is. And I was trying to compare it with the other professions. And I realized that, like the law profession, a professional banker is required to know all the rules, laws, regulations. Then I was like, how do we compare to, say, the doctor? Because that is also a profession. And it struck home that on your field of service, you're also supposed to be meticulous, adhere to policies, adhere to standard practices. But that didn't end for us as bankers. And that is what I think the president drummed home in his speech. And thank you very much, sir. It's an eye-opener. As bankers, we've got the lives of people at hand, just like the surgeon on a surgical table. Your good analysis of the facility will mean that the company will thrive and your bank would also get the funds. Your good analysis of the customer's business means that you provide the right solution. and it all borders on integrity. Thank you, sir. We are grateful for such reminders and powerful words. I think that we should be playing it as short reels for us so that we remind ourselves. At this juncture, please, we will call Mr. Robert Jato. He is the CEO of the Chartered Institute of Bankers. We can all acknowledge that there is a new wave, isn't it? There is a new wave. There is a new wave. So let's kindly welcome him to give us the address for the day, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good morning. I'm told that I am the Vice Chancellor of the banking industry. And so I'll put on my glasses, as Vice Chancellors do. But if I'm the Vice Chancellor, then the President is the Chancellor. I think we can clap for him. By the way, you all look very, very beautiful in your anniversary club. Clap for yourselves. I can hear, the tension in the room. Maybe I can move away from anniversary club and say, look at your environment. I think this place looks really beautiful. Mr. President, members of the Governing Council of Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana, our special guest of honor, the MD of CBG Bank, or CBG I should say, the board chair of CBG, fellows, members, inductees and graduates, families and friends, the media, staff of the Institute, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning once again. And thank you for making the time to be here to honor this graduation ceremony with your presence. Please join me in congratulating our inductees and graduates. I think we can do a round of applause for them. To become a chartered banker is no mean an achievement. As Mr. President said, a lot of cups of coffee have gone into it. But we are extremely proud of you. As an institute, we are extremely proud of you. By the way, I'm sure you know that you are a special group of people, a special group of chartered bankers, because your graduation coincides with the 60th anniversary of the Institute. So you are the anniversary chartered bankers. Clap for yourselves. A bit of history about the Institute, and I think it's important. History is said to be not just the past or the path left behind by the past, but it has a way of influencing the present and shaping the future. And therefore, it's important for us to have a bit of history. In 1963, a few young Ghanaians who studied banking abroad in the UK came back home. And from time to time, they gathered to fellowship, to network, and share ideas. That's how this institute came into being. We are 60 years old. A few good men started this institute. Our job, you and I, our job is to continue to protect and project this institute into the future. And that should not be lost on us. First lesson to our graduates: network, share ideas, create the future that you want to see. In 2020, the Institute obtained an Act of Parliament through the hard work and dedication of some members of the Institute, led by the Right Reverend Mrs. Patricia Sapo. And we obtained that act, and that act is Act 991, and it mandates us to promote banking education and regulate the practice of banking in Ghana. What does that actually mean? One, it means developing trusted bankers or trusted professionals for our industry, and that's you, graduates and inductees. 2, it means putting ethics high on the agenda of banks and bankers. And 3, it means to us at the Institute being the talent and leadership engine for our industry. So therefore, as a matter of fact, you graduates and inductees, you have a special opportunity in this Institute's Act. In Section 37, it provides that only chartered bankers can practice some specific roles in banking, and particularly receiver manager, agency banking, debt advisor, or debt management consultant, among others. What are we saying? Your qualification means more than just working in a bank. You can also be a consultant. So that should not be lost on us. Indeed, as we progress as an institute, we continue to contribute to human capital development in our industry. So how have we done that? Or how have we done that? So a few statistics. In the last 4 years, as an institute, we've produced close to 800 chartered bankers for this industry. If you don't clap for me, you don't get lunch. More specifically, this year we are graduating 161 of you. What is interesting is that for the first time this year, we have 52% of our graduates and inductees being females. We are on a path of sustainability. The youngest graduate or inductee today is 24 years old, and that's Kafui Kwabena Ata. I'm sure we can, if you're around, we can recognize you. All right. The oldest, by the way, is 60 years old, Felix Owusu-Achel. So, if you are sitting here thinking, what can you do with your qualification? There's a lot more you can do. As an institute, we continue to pursue excellence and launch new programs and certification programs to achieve our ambition of being the talent engine and leadership engine for the industry. More specifically, we have redesigned the flagship chartered banker qualification to make it even more relevant and future fit. We have just launched the Chartered Banker for Executive Leadership Program for senior managers, people in key management positions, and board levels. We've also created, in collaboration with Bank of Ghana, an ethics certification program which will be launched on Tuesday. We are designing an ESG certification in conjunction with the IFC, part of the World Bank Group. We have introduced a banking academy program that is tailored specifically to the needs of banks and specific strategies of banks. Then, of course, we are designing our banking operations certification for rural and community banks. We are on a journey. Beyond that, beyond the certification, we organize CPDs. And we've just done one in AI, with ChatGPT. We've done data and analytics, amongst others. A word of advice. Dear graduates, I want to encourage you as you step out into the world with confidence. Confidence and a sense of purpose. You have earned an exceptional professional qualification. You are a chartered banker. I think you can put a badge here and say, I am a chartered banker. Become. We at the Institute family believe that you are well equipped to excel and make significant impact in your field, and certainly in the banking industry. Remember, though, that the knowledge and skills that you have acquired are not just tools for your personal success alone. They are instruments for a more ethical, a more responsible, and a more sustainable banking industry. The world needs trusted professionals like you, and who are not just competent, but also principled. Please join us and be the voice of values. Let's give voice to values in our society going to the future. So your qualification is an enabler, not a destination. It is an enabler. Remember, you will need to justify continuously why you are a chartered banker. Pursue excellence. And there are 4 H that I'm leaving with you as graduates and inductees. The first H, your hand. Be skillful at what you do. The second H, your head. Be knowledgeable about what you do and why you do it. The third H, your heart. Be passionate about what you do. And certainly the fourth H, your height. And I'm not talking about your perpendicular height. I'm talking about your vision and the future that you want to create for yourself. I'll leave you with a story. In the Far East, many years ago, an emperor decided to get a successor. He invited all the young men and gave them seeds to go and plant. He asked them that in a year's time, they should come back with the plants that they got from the seed. A young man called Ching Chong Chang went to plant his. After 6 months, nothing came out. 1 year, nothing came out. Others had plants that they grew. The king gathered all the people together. When they came, people were beaming with their plants and were excited. This young man initially didn't even want to appear because his seed did not germinate nor grow. The king saw him sitting at the far end, at the back. He noticed him. He said, "Where is your plant?" He said, "Mine didn't germinate nor grow." The king said, "Here is our emperor." And they clapped for him. The king said, "I gave all of you seeds that were boiled. There was no way they could germinate." The moral of this story, I will leave with you to reflect on. Once again, congratulations and thank you.
Let's give it up more. Please, let's do. Indeed, for the movie is Pursuit of Happiness, right? But as CEO is saying, ours is a pursuit for excellence at every point in time. So it doesn't matter where you are in the banking role, whether you are the teller point, whether you are the executive level, whether you are the operations where at times you feel nobody actually recognizes your role. At every point in time, as CEO says, is pursuit of excellence. Thank you very much, CEO. We acknowledge your work. We would have a musical interlude for a short period, and then we would welcome our guest of honor. After the musical interlude, I will tell you about our guest of honor. But some few acknowledgements that have come in. We have in our midst Honorable Teddy Nanayao Adi, MP for Ayensuano, with us. Sir, thank you for gracing our occasion. And his special assistant, Mr. Kapute, I have the name right? Thank you very much. So, my tech team, please give us the music. We just want to cool down small before we have another address. Unfortunately, inductees, you can't dance, so I will dance for you. The Lord is good. Thank you very much. so we can go for our keynote address. But I want to say something about our guest of honor. Because when I was looking up his profile, I was like, wow. It's an inspiration for some of us young bankers. So, Mr. Daniel Wilson Addo, yes, as we have said, FCIB. You know how we have struggled to even get the ACIB. His is FCIB, fellow. But not just that, he's worked across the banking spectrum. And when I was looking at it, executive director, worked in Tanzania as a managing director. So the experience is not just Ghana. So we are actually honored to have Mr. Daniel Wilson Addo, the MD of Consolidated Bank Ghana, one of the biggest indigenous banks, and he comes to us today having worked at executive levels, having worked as MD UBA Tanzania, having worked at executive level at First Atlantic Bank, and now he is the MD, CBG, with a round of applause. Indeed, it wouldn't be out of place if we can give him a standing ovation as we call on Mr. Daniel Wilson Addo. Say thank you. Please, we can have us.
Thank you very much, Madam Director of Ceremonies. And I'm beginning to think you may have spoken to my wife because you played one of my best songs. That song always uplifts me. The President of the Chartered Institute of Bankers, the Vice President of the Institute, the CEO of the Institute, Council members, my Board Chairman, Nana Abrapia, graduates, inductees, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Permit me, if you will, to begin by congratulating the President and the CEO of the Institute on the 60th anniversary of this great institute. It is refreshing to see that a seed that was sown so many years ago by those young men have blossomed. And today we have an institute that has graduated over 800 students over the past 4 years, and is graduating 161 this morning. I salute the past presidents and the CEOs who have toiled to build and sustain this great institute. Let me also express my appreciation to the president and the council members for asking me to share a few thoughts with you this morning. Given that the industry has a lot of heavyweights, some of whom are in this auditorium this morning, it is indeed an honor to be chosen. Now, having taken care of the pleasantries, let me dive straight into the deep end. The theme for this year's celebration, redefining professionalism in banking through ethics, is very fitting and proper for the times we live in. Lately, there has been an alarming surge in fraud and unethical behavior in banking, either perpetrated by bankers or with the assistance of bankers. The 2022 Banking Sector Fraud Report issued by the Bank of Ghana states that the loss emanating from fraud was 56 million in 2022 and 61 million in 2021. Now, even though the value of fraud dipped marginally in 2022, the fraud count was actually higher by 27% in 2021. Several studies have shown that financial sector crises are caused by poor corporate governance, relaxed underwriting standards, credit concentration, speculative behavior by bankers, amongst others. Clearly, as bankers, therefore, we need to begin to re-examine our shared values, our approach to business, and our ethics. Mr. President, whilst I'm perfectly aligned with the chosen theme for this conference, I also ask myself why it has become necessary to redefine professionalism in banking. From where I stand, we do not need a redefinition of professionalism in banking, but rather a return to first principles. And let me explain. In 1863, the then controller of the currency and subsequently Secretary of the Treasury in the US addressed a letter to all banks in the US. That letter is as relevant today as it was when it was written centuries ago. Indeed, given the current environment and the banking crisis we have faced locally and globally, and the ethical violations that plague our industry, I'll go as far as to say it's even more relevant today. My message this morning will therefore draw heavily on that letter. And for the purposes of this discussion, I will call it the Banker's Creed. As most of you are professional bankers, I'm positive that you know what I'm about to say in some form or the other. If so, forgive me for stating the obvious. But even then, we as bankers always need to remind ourselves of these edicts, if only to ensure that we do not inadvertently break them. So let me distill that letter into its components. And I've taken the liberty of making copies so we can give a copy to each of the graduates. Advice number 1 says, let no loans be made that are not secured beyond a reasonable contingency. Do nothing to foster and encourage speculation. Give facilities only to legitimate and prudent transactions. That was the first advice in that letter. Number 2, distribute your loans rather than concentrate them in a few hands. Large loans to single individuals or firm, although sometimes proper and necessary, are generally injurious and frequently unsafe. Large borrowers are apt to control the bank, and I'm sure this is something we're all very much aware of. Number 3, treat your customers liberally, bearing in mind the fact that a bank prospers as its customers prosper, but never permits them to dictate your policy. Number 4, if you doubt the propriety of discounting an offering, give the bank the benefits of the doubt and decline it. If you have reason to distract the integrity of a customer, close his account. Never deal with a rascal under the impression that you can prevent him from cheating you. The risk in such cases is greater than stated profits. And we all know what we say about the C's of credit. The first C is character. Number 5, pay your officers such salaries as will enable them to live comfortably and respectably without stealing. I knew this would generate excitement. But it also goes on to say, if an officer lives beyond his income, dismiss him. Extravagance, if not a crime, very naturally leads to crime. Says a man or woman cannot be a safe officer of a bank who spends more than he earns. Advice number 6. The capital of a bank should be reality, not fiction. And it should be owned by those who have money to lend, not borrowers. And the last one. Pursue a straightforward, upright, legitimate banking business. Never be tempted by the prospects of large returns to do anything but what may properly be done under the National Currency Act, in our case, the Banking Act. It says splendid financiering is not legitimate banking, and splendid financiers in banking are generally either humbugs or rascals. Mr. President, the beauty and the relevance of these words is that they are timeless. It is irrelevant whether your bank is small or large or systemically relevant, whether it's domestic or international. The principles laid out in this letter are universally applicable. They therefore contain the remedy for most of the ethical challenges that we face as bankers. And let me provide a brief summary. A lot of the bank failures that have occurred both locally and internationally can be traced to weak underwriting standards, credit concentration, speculative behavior in the markets. And that takes us back to advice number 1 and 2. It says, let no loan be made that is not secured beyond a reasonable contingency. Do nothing to foster and encourage speculation. And we've seen a lot of speculation in this country. We've seen a lot of credit concentration in this country. Advice number 4, very relevant. If you doubt the propriety of discounting an offering, give the benefit of the doubt to the bank and decline it. And that's so right. Credit officers sometimes just decline a facility, but relationship managers come back pushing hard and say, and I know this customer, he's A, B, C, D, and somehow they get it done. Invariably, what happens? Trouble. If you feel in your mind that you don't want to do the credit, decline it. The bank will not die. It will not break down. Better, safe, err on the side of prudence, preserve capital. So I say all this to reinforce my central point, that the key values that should guide us as bankers in the execution of our roles have all been laid out for us by the bankers of old. We as bankers today need to imbibe and understand and commit to living our professional lives by the examples this gave us. The Banker's Creed contains the ingredients for a successful banking career, and most importantly, the ingredients for an ethical banking career. Follow its dictates, and your banking career will flourish. Ignore it, and I can say with all certainty that your career will be very, very rocky. This brings me to my concluding comments. Yes, let us seek to redefine professionalism within our industry because we must move forward. But let us not forget the past. Let us revisit the days of old, when the banker was a pillar of society, when the banker was a prudent person, when the banker lived by the established norms of the profession, when the banker was a fellow you could trust, and when banking was a noble profession. For that to happen, we all need to internalize and live by the dictates of the Banker's Creed. So to the graduates, I say, as you have been admitted into membership of this noble profession, I pray that you remember the Banker's Creed in all your dealings and live by its dictates of truth, of integrity, and of prudence. I congratulate you on your admission, and I wish you all a long and successful career. Good morning.
Thank you very much, sir. Please stand in ovation. Is it a wonder he's had longevity? Longevity at the top? Not at all. Not at all. Thank you very much. Please, we can have our seats. Wow. Wow. Banker's Creed. CEO, please, I do hereby join myself to the inductees to get a copy. As a relationship manager, I think I really need that, and I would really do look it up because it sums a lot. I think it sums almost all the banking policies in that creed. And if we can learn it just like the Apostle Creed in our churches, bankers will do better. Will do better. Thank you so much, sir. Very invaluable insights. We are grateful. Please, let's give it up to him again. That was just awesome. Awesome. Please kindly permit me, I understand a Honda CR-V white. The front door probably was left ajar, GB272120. If it is your car, you can quickly just go and get it logged. GB272120, Honda CR-V white. My team at the back, are you ready for another interlude? Yes, please. I like dancing. And I want to dance when the inductees can't dance. But you can't tap your feet. You just tap your feet to nod your head.
You wrote me off, but God called me in. I may be down, so you say I'm a
Preparing ourselves for the presentation of certifications and awards.
Cause I'm a work in progress. Oh, yeah, me went to my home. Obey me went to my one of Parimu. Meaning, I'm Martin Edinty, Maria Bay, Cassava, and show me home, I won't fear. If I'm in
Years of hard work.
And show me home, I won't fear. If I'm in
It all boils down to this. Years of hard work. The sleepless night. Strategic marketing, right?
I'm bound to win. Oh yeah, me went to my home. Obey me went to my one quarry moon. Meaning I'm Martin Edinty, Maria Bay Cassava, and show me whom I won't fear. If I'm in me, as a mash I say, it's a web in part. Hey, and show me whom I won't fear. If I'm in me, cause though my beginnings might be little, greater is he that lives in me. And show me whom I won't fear. If I'm in me, as a mash I say, it's a web in part. You wrote me off, but God called me in. I may be down, so you say I'm a man. Minim yamia matineti, or can be women suradom hair. Or Dimachi, I'm bound to win. Into shed, not show me beyond. Cause I'm a work in progress, what's it? I am a work to my home. Or I am a work to my one of Parimu. Minim yamia matineti, Maria Bay Cassava. And show me whom I won't fear. And I'm a different prayer. As a mass, I be part. Greater is he that lives in me, whom I won't fear. And I'm a different prayer. As a mass, I be part. See me money, me shit, I for one, or you don't see the war. Hey, I'm coming with me, so rock down. What in the sea, I'm bound to win. Oh, yeah, me went to my home. Oh, yeah, me went to my one of Parimu.
Thank you very much. Now we've come to why we are here. To award years of hard work, the sleepless nights, the many fearful times before the exams and all. It all comes down to this. But we are all winners, we are all conquerors, because in the end, we are being inducted or graduating today. And that is what it all came to. So we move to that myself. So I have Patrick here joining me from the Institute, and we're going to do this. Would kindly call on Mr. President, Mr. Benjamin Amenume, to do us the honors for the first set. Please, let's give him a round of applause. Sir, thank you once again for your leadership. It can't be overemphasized.
Good morning. So we are starting with Absa Bank Ghana Limited. The first on the list is Kwejo Berima Bedu. Let's clap for him. Kwejo Berima Bedu. Followed by Sylvia Selom Aku Adu. We have Asiwome Sefogan.
Please,
And
let's
then
do
Abena
clap.
Atabrakun
It's
Ampofu,
not
all
easy.
from Absa Bank Ghana
Please,
Limited.
let's do clap. Congratulations.
Please. Thank you, Absa. We now move on to Access Bank Ghana Limited, PLC. We have MFA Jijonu. We have Esther Boahima Entry.
Please give it up. Give it up.
Baba Baden Nkrumah. Anna Akpene Amwa. Mary Anoko Lakai. Joyce Na Shome Apinahia. Nancy Chey Bafo. Gifty Mame Brakumone. Albert Hassan and Haria Shiria Duya, all from Access Bank. Let's do it better for Access Bank.
And we do say congratulations to
We now move on to ADB Bank PLC. ADB Bank PLC. We have Agnes Bedu. Agnes Bedu. Elom Dina Totime. Emmanuel Nati Na. Zeno Nakote. Seth Kwabina Ejay. McNeil Eidu. And Pius Akambag Abutori. All from ADB Bank PLC. We now have Bank of Africa Ghana Limited, Florence Yeboah. Florence Yeboah, Bank of Africa Ghana Limited. We move on to Bank of Ghana, Nana Ohima Eduafua, Maureen Achiampon, Henrietta Bosompim Okai, Shelter Wilfred Nawuti. All from Bank of Ghana.
Hey, the regulators. Please, let's give it up to them.
Next on the list is Cowbank PLC. We have Franklin Tete Atiana, Nana Kunedo Opon Chumesi, Ekuya Sewa Kwashi, Sherry Jemfi Frimpon, and Love Osei Bonsu, all from Cowbank PLC.
Congratulations. At this point, we will thank the President, Mr. Benjamin Amenume. Thank you very much, sir. And we do call on our guest of honor, Mr. Daniel Wilsonado, because we are coming to his group. And it will be an honor to receive that right hand of shake from your MD.
So we have Consolidated Bank Ghana Limited. Starting is Kerin Sowa. We have Telma Ajo Ashiago. Clara Osafo Sasu Jr. Gaitin Yon Yiri. Sharon Pepra. Louisa Saki and Gertrude Bafo. CBG.
CBG. You should contract me to whisper promotion. You wouldn't.
I refrain when you pang and so damn in Payane said, Miramfi Papa, why am here? Essiane Kajania Sido. I refrain when you pang I dear Bakona Misran said, Miramfi.
Next is EcoBank Ghana Limited. We have Koko Ingobi Azinanati. Rosemary Freeman, all from EcoBank Ghana Limited PLC. Followed by FBN Bank Ghana Limited, Fiona Ofori Frimpong, Fiona Ufori Frimpong, and Eugenia Dede Teko Mensah. Eugenia Dede Teko Mensah. That's FBN.
Congratulations.
Next is Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited, Alexander Noni. Alexander Noni. Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited. We have First Atlantic Bank Limited, Dominic Amwaku Mensah. Dominic Amwaku Mensah. Makafui Paul Akaba. Makafui Paul Akaba. Belinda Akosia Diaba. Belinda Akosia Diaba, all from First Atlantic Bank Limited. We now move on to GCB Bank PLC. GCB Bank PLC, we have Ivy Opuswa Amankwa, Wilhelmina Isiama, Carrie Senyor Bansa, Seth Nimakon, Paul Kojo Ejapon Ado, Eugene Soughton, Edward Ofori Denchi, Rosemary Oforiwa Ama, Jennifer Lawson, Emanuela Ajubi Kufuor, Gertrude Manza Blay, Rosemary Na Akle Noy, Beauty Boache, Peace Yahisu, Vera Asantua Aban, Ruka Ajadi, Frida Efrifa Dreki, Rahel Na Afale Jabin, Mary Ama Ahiaku, Jemila Tu Yakubu, Emmanuel Ayikwe Saki, Rosemond Bene Yeboa, Yao Opoku Mensah, Karen Dugbate, Enoch Jida, Invida, Nana Yao Bafo Texan, Abdul Razak Abdul Karim, John Abdullah Rahman, Silvanus Jabaku Chimesi, Kwame Jemfi Okra, Malik Inkudede Jawa, Priscilla Aboga, Collins Kwejo Ado, Gerald Kwesi Logbe, Frances Antoinette Rick Stewart, Prince Atta Safu Jr., Oforiwa Amwakun Atta, and Anthony Edusei, all from GCB Bank PLC.
And we would like to say a very big thank you to you, sir. As Mr. Adu takes his seat, we will call on the CEO of the Institute, Mr. Robert Jato, to give us the next presentation.
The next bank
Thank
is
you, sir.
Ghana Export and Import Bank. We have Frank Obin and Dennis Afedi Taino. Ghana Export and Import Bank, Frank Obin and Dennis Afedi Tenor. We have from Guaranteed Trust Bank, Naomi Amatiako Botwe. Naomi Amatiako Botwe from GT Bank. We have National Investment Bank Limited, Charles Adote Alote. Joyce Stevia Asamoah and Maxwell Boedu, all from National Investment Bank Limited. We have Omni Basic Bank Ghana Limited, Derek Annan from Omni Basic. Prudential Bank Limited, we have Olivia Anderson Carr, Levina Banuakun, Oliver Taki, Barbara Johnson, Mercy Honishi Poku, and Adam Ibrahim, all from Prudential Bank Limited. Followed by Republic Bank Ghana PLC, Bernard AC, Comfort Ochirewa Osin, Henrietta Olive Taylor, all from Republic Bank Ghana Limited. We have Secretary General Ghana, Gifty Apori, Lewis Opuni Frimpon, Perez Entry Boafo, Erasmus Ni Ayi Hamon, and Frances Nana Amat Sego, all from Secretary General Ghana Limited.
And we say a big thank you to CEO Mr. Robert Jato. We do invite the Vice President of the Institute, Mr. Samuel Esiama, to help us. Thank you, Mr. Esiama.
So we continue with Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited. We have Hilda Betsy Paga from Stanbic, Mary Yebu from Stanbic, and Pascal Atiego from Stanbic. The next is Standard Chartered Bank Ghana PLC, Benedictus Kojo Afeki Ijame. From Universal Merchant Bank Ghana Limited, we have Pakwesi Ediya, Bernard Saint Ando, Victor Sifa Ampoma, Maxwell Kwashi Mensa. Then from Zenith Bank Ghana Limited, we have Yakuba Benchi Enchion, Lord Nati Jr., Kezia Ejekum, and Linda Baba Okai. Followed by Activa International Insurance, Desmond Ankra Ofori. Activa International Insurance. Then Adansi Rural Bank Limited, Alpha Kwabena Kutin, Adansi Rural Bank Limited. Then Advance Ghana Savings and Loans Limited, we have Husseini Hamidou Buefin. Then the last for this set is AFC Agriculture and Finance Consultants, Samuel Kojo Dakun from AFC Agriculture and Finance Consultants. Samuel Kojo Dakun.
Like to thank the Vice President as we invite the Board Chairman of CBG, Nana Abra, up here to do us the honors. next presentation. Please, let's give it up to him. Thank you very much, sir, for the honor.
So we have Affinity Ghana Savings and Loans Limited, Asafo Ej Befi, Alpha Engineering Limited, Clement Kobina Insia Mensa, Anglo Rural Bank Limited, Benjamin Bruce Quay, ARB Apex Bank Limited, Mary Buckner, Achuma Rural Bank Limited, Felix Owusu Echan, Achuma Wanoma Rural Bank Limited, Henry Ajimai Osei Esibe, Ewutu Amasa Rural Bank, we have Ama Ata Gansa, BCM Ghana Limited, we have Benjamin Kofi Mokpokpo Afedo, Bosomchi Rural Bank Limited, we have Emmanuel Jima, Capital Group Limited, we have Sheila Mensa and Latif Amadou. Controller and Accountants General Department, we have Edmond Duku. And Ghana Life Insurance Company Limited, we have Robert Ban from Ghana Life Insurance Company Limited.
We want to thank Nana Abrapia, Board Chair CBG. Thank you very much, sir. As we invite Dr. Abna Pokia Aka to do the next presentations.
The next institution is JBF Foundation, Benjamin Frimpong Amufa. JBF Foundation. We have Kume Woman Rural Bank PLC, Julius Joseph Bafu Intiamwa, and Sylvester Jima Amwakun. For La Community Bank Limited, we have Evelyn Yenyi and Grace AC Aka from La Community Rural Bank. We have Nestle Central and West Africa Limited, Augustine Francis Moore. We have Imponua Rural Bank Limited, Rahel Isiao from Imponua Rural Bank Limited. Then we have Wabieja Rural Bank PLC, David Boachi Watin. We have Nyakrom Rural Bank PLC, Akwesi Anokran Nyama. We have PPMC International Limited, Eric Mauli Komla Prempe. And Petrosol Ghana Limited, we have Jerry Lawson.
Thank you very much, Doc. Thank you, Dr. Abna Pokia Aka, as we invite Mrs. Thelma Aileen Randolph Akushi, ACIB Council member, to do us the honors. Please, let's give it up to her. I found my fellow dancer.
The next is Secretary Rural Bank Limited, Mary Ofori Kankam from Secretary Rural Bank Limited. Then we have Sisala Rural Bank Limited, Wasiu Baku. Then we have Sinepiaba Savings and Loans Limited, Richard Osei from Sinepiaba Savings and Loans. Then we have the Seed Fund Savings and Loans, Judith Oblile Kome. We have Wind Trust Consult, Benjamin Adute. Benjamin Adute. Then we have others who are also coming from other institutions but are inductees. We have Angela Sapon, Benis Asamoah, Joanna Marian Amma Hansen, Gifty Edubia Duabo, Gertrude Odale Mills, and Isabella Nokoi Gansa.
I would like to say a big thank you to you, Mrs. Randolph Akushi, as we invite Mr. Sina Kamagati, ACIB, my trade lecturer. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Let's give it up.
We now move on to the list of graduates. From Access Bank Ghana PLC, we have Eleanor Abokuma Blankson. From Access Bank. First National Bank, Mary Odell Lewis. Ghana Education Service, we have Victor Kwesi Nyamiasem from Ghana Education Service. Then from Kanta Ghana, we have Kafui Kwabena Ata. And from the Capital Group, we have Eko Hansen Yamwa from the Capital Group. These are the list of graduates for this year.
Would like to say thank you very much, Sakamat Gati. And from the Institute, indeed, congratulations to you all. Please, let's give it up to ourselves. We move to the next set, which is award winners. So we'll do another round of presentation. So these are people who have won special awards in the various disciplines that they studied over the course of their program. And Mr. President, please, we do call on you to start this one as well. Okay. So we start with the award winners at this point. We have Perez Entry Boafo. We have Perez here. So Perez is taking 3 awards today. He's taking an award in Introduction to Accounting, April 2021. Principles of Management, April 2021. Financial Reporting, Planning, Analysis, October 2021. Thank you very much, sir. As we invite the Vice President, Mr. Samuel Lesiama, for the next. So, just to... All right. So, for Perez and Chibuafo's award, the sponsors were Professor William Abayewiem Atulik. He's FCIB, Horizon Insurance Brokers for his Principle of Management Award, and Mr. Gilbert Obimpe, ACIB, for his Financial Reporting, Planning, and Analysis Award.
Thank you. The next person to take the award is Nana Kunedu Opon Chumesi. So she's taking 2 awards, Elements of Banking, April 2021, which is sponsored by Mr. Atu Pinkra, FCIB, and Credit Management Lending, October 2021, which is sponsored by Reverend Samson Omari Mensah, FCIB, former Vice President of the Institute. The next award winner is Enoch Jida, Law Relating to Banking, October 2020, and it's being sponsored by Mr. Richard Dente. So can we have Mr. Dente here to join the Vice President in giving this award?
Please, let's give it up to Mr. Adai Dente. He has sponsored this award. Wow. Thank you very much, Mr. Richard Adedente. Thank you very much. Okay, the next.
So, because he's here, we'll take the next award. That's Desmond Ankra Ofori, Law Relating to Banking, October 2021. It's also sponsored by Mr. Richard Adai Dente. Desmond is actually taking 2 awards. He's also taking an award for Bank Strategic Information Management, October 2021, which is sponsored by Mr. Michael Apia. For you and I, very far from the mercy, but she give him the opportunity. The second award is the Bank Strategic Information Management 2021 October. So he's taking 2 awards today.
Thank you very much, Vice President. As we call on Dr. Abna Popia Aka to handle the next award.
The next awardee is Alexander Noni, Management Practice, October 2021, and is sponsored by Horizon Insurance Brokers. The next is Louisa Saki. She's taken an award for quantitative methods for decision making, October 2021. And this award is sponsored by K Digital Studios. K Digital Studios. So can we have K Digital join for this award? Louisa is actually from CBG. She's from CBG.
It's so that MD and Butcher will take notes. So, Doctor, would say thank you as we call CEO to also hand the next set of awards. CEO.
The next awardee is Mary Anokol Lakai, Bank Strategic Information Management, April 2021, and is being sponsored by Mrs. Nancy Ohineba Donyo. She works at Asset Bank PLC. We have Rahel Na Afali Jabin. She's taken an award for credit management lending, April 2021, and is being sponsored by Mr. Frederick Dansu, ACIB.
So we would say thank you to CEO. So please, we would invite Board Chairman CBG Nana Abra appear for the next set of presentations. Please, let's give it up to him. Thank you, sir, for doing us the honors.
We have Luis Opuni Frempon. Luis is taking 3 awards today. The first one is Credit Management Lending October 2021, which is sponsored by Hope Heights Developers Limited. The second award is Corporate Governance October 2021, and it's being sponsored by Mr. Samuel Siama, Vice President, so we will need Vice President to join for the second one. Then the third one is Risk Management October 2021, which is sponsored by Mr. Solomon Tete Akpen, FCIB.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Board Chairman. Please, we kindly invite our guest of honor, MD CBG Bank. It's almost like a handing over, right?
We have Oliver Taki. He's taking an award in Credit Management Lending April 2021. And this award is sponsored by Miss Alberta Kwakupon, FCIB. Oliver Taki. The next is Karine Sowa. She's taking in International Trade Finance 2021 and is sponsored by Mr. Clifford Metal. She's from CBG Bank. Oh, let's do it better for her as she comes. We have Dominic Amwakun Mensah. Banking Operations, Regulations and Market Practice and Treasury Management, April 2021, and is sponsored by our own president, Mr. Benjamin Aminu Meso. Mr. President, you are needed here for this particular award. Dominic Amwakun Mensah. We have Peace Yahusi, Corporate Governance, October 2021, and this award is sponsored by Mrs. Doris Ahiati, FCIB. We have Anthony Edusei. He's taken an award in Marketing of Financial Services, October 2021, and this award is sponsored by Nigeria Microfinance Limited. Next awardee is Kwame Jemfi Okra. The award is in Microfinance and Rural Banking, April 2022, and this award is sponsored by Pure Eden Microfinance Company Limited. Microfinance and Rural Banking, April 2022. Next is Emmanuel Ayikwe, Strategic Marketing Management, October 2021. And this award is sponsored by Mr. Charles Mattison, former Vice President of the Institute. And Mr. Mattison is here, so please, can we have you join him on stage for this particular award? Thank you, sir. Thank you. The next is Beauty Wache for Strategic Marketing Management, October 2021. And this award is sponsored by Mr. Richard Ampini Setre, FCIB. The next is Barbara Johnson, Strategic Marketing Management, April 2021. And this award is sponsored by our own Dr. Abina Pokwa Aka, FCIB, and a council member of the Institute. Doc, can we please have you join us for this award?
So thank you very much, sir. We are very grateful.
So the next award is the Best Female Inductee, which is sponsored by our own CEO, Mr. Robert Jato. I just want to read her profile. Mrs. Nana Kunedo Oponchumesi registered with the Institute in October 2020, and she was granted 2 subject exemptions. She wrote 17 papers and had 4 distinctions. She used 2.5 years to complete the examination. She sat for the following subjects: elements of banking and credit management under levels 1 and 3 during the April 2021 and October 2022 examination, and had the highest score to emerge the winner in the subject. Mrs. Oponchumesi currently works with Cal Bank Limited as a legal manager. Let's invite Mrs. Nana Oponchumesi as the Best Female Inductee for 2023. And this award is sponsored by the CEO, Mr. Robert Jato.
Yes, a standing ovation by her team members. Thank you very much. As we invite Mr. President.
The next is the youngest graduate for 2023. His name is Mr. Kafui Kwabena Arthur. He emerged as the youngest graduate among the graduates and inductees. He registered with the Institute in October 2020 and wrote all 19 papers and had 1 distinction. He used 3 years to complete the examination and the course. Kafu is 24 years and currently works with Kanta Ghana as a research analyst. And this award is sponsored by Honorable Festus Kofi, FCIB, and MP for Upper Dintra East.
Yes, so to help us with the overall, we call on Mr. President, please do stay, guest of honor, MD of CBG, and Mr. Kamagati for the overall best student.
So the overall best student award is sponsored by Sina Consult. I just want to read his profile. He emerged as the overall best inductee among the graduates and inductees for this year. He registered with the institute in October 2020. He was granted exemptions in 2 papers under levels 1 and 2. He managed to sit and pass the remaining 15 papers within 2 years. He wrote and passed all levels 1, 2, and 3, and 4, each in one night. He had 5 distinction marks in the following papers: Introduction to Accounting, Law Relating to Banking, Management Practice, Financial Reporting, Bank Strategic Information Management.
He will accomplish it. Your Lord who began this work, He will accomplish it because He's the Alpha, Omega, the beginning and the end. He will accomplish it. He's the Alpha and Omega. Oh, the beginning and the end. Yeah, He will accomplish it. I know. Accomplish it.
Jesus, I did want to know. Any power, shiny wall. And what if I want to know? Obey what Miss Hadi. Kuma Tomoyam. Jesus, why shall I say no? On the day of the baby. Me, I shall say no. Oh, the
Thank you very much, Mr. Kamagati. Mr. President, we would like you to stay because next on our list is for the president to deliver the oath. Yes, for president to lead us to take the professional.
Inductees and graduates be upstanding. So when I say I, you say after me and mention your full name. I, a professional banker, promise that I will strive to act with honesty and integrity. I will take responsibility for my actions. I will observe the confidence and secrecy of my clients. I will respect the rights and dignity of all people. I will eschew all forms of corruption and exploitation. And I will strive to create sustainable prosperity for Ghana. As I hold true to these principles, it is my hope that I may enjoy an honorable reputation. and peace of conscience. This pledge I make freely upon my honor. So help me God. Congratulations. Please be seated. Our special guest speaker, the board chair of CBG, council members, executive members, fellows, associates, inductees, graduates, special ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to observe this ceremony. By the powers vested in me as the president of the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana, I declare the 2023 congregation closed.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. Mr. President, we will do call on our overall best. Overall best. Nanka. The sounds go. Mr. Alexander Noni. Have I gotten the name right? Yes, to come and give us a word or two before we close from here. As we await him, please car number GR116621, a Land Cruiser. I understand you are blocking the way. A Land Cruiser with registration number GR116621. Kindly help us. Mr. Noni, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon. Wow, it's still morning. That's not so fast. Mr. President, the Governing Council, the CEO, our honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed. It is with great pleasure to acknowledge this honor and privilege given me to present the valedictory speech for this 14th induction ceremony, which also coincides with our 60th anniversary. Before I continue further, I want to say a big congratulations to all our inductees and graduates. Today marks an important milestone in the history of CIB and for us as inductees and graduates. We can confidently attest to the fact that this journey has been a memorable and a worth-taking one. For most of us, combining student work, our responsibilities at the office, and family, although challenging, has also toughened us for the task ahead. I call it sharpening our skills for the greater future. To our able lecturers and facilitators, you have really impacted us beyond measure, and we can only say that our success is your success. Special mention of Mr. Sina, Dr. Pokua, Mr. Nana Texin, Mr. Siama, Big Joe, Mr. Pong, Mr. Omari, and Mr. Adama. Thank you all. Without your support, we couldn't have made it. To our family, our spouses, our parents, our siblings, all our friends and loved ones, we say thank you for your support. To the management and staff of CIB, we thank you immensely for contributing to our success. because sometimes when you come to a new institute, sometimes you need people to guide you. And I think that you have done a very good job. Yes. Anytime we call upon you, you are ready to assist us. Thank you so much. And then I also especially want to thank my wife, Doris Noni. She's here. Thank you so much for your support. I'm grateful. I want to talk about taking the initiative to do this course. For all of us, taking this course is very relevant, especially for those of us in the banking industry, the financial service sector. Banking is evolving, and its practitioners in the industry need to constantly arm themselves with the requisite knowledge and skills in order to be effective and efficient in our space. For me, I would say the knowledge required to stand out as a trusted banker is so crucial in our day than never before. And I believe you all agree with me. At the induction orientation on this past Thursday, great thoughts were shared with us by our president, Mr. Amenume. Thank you so much. Our CEO, Mr. Robert Jato. Thank you very much. And then our guest speaker on that day was Mr. Julian Upuni, who is my managing director, who also shared some great thoughts with us. Key amongst them is the fact that this qualification that we have is an enabler. And I think Mr. Robert Jato has also constantly reminded us. And so this enabler can help us soar to greater heights. I express appreciation to Mr. Wilsonado, MD of CBG. Thank you so much for sharing some great thoughts with us. We are very grateful. Thank you once again, CIB, for giving us opportunity to be part of your success story. For most of us who say the flexibility in the course to study on weekends really help most of us. Because sometimes the weekdays is so packed, it's almost impossible. But I believe most of my colleagues here have done well. Some of them did their best. Special mention of Nana Konedu, who I came together, we were in the same class. Mr. Perez Entry, I was in the same class with him as well. Thank you so much for the teamwork. And then I also especially want to thank one of my few colleagues who also supported us. FIDA, GCB Bank, Dominic, then I have Gaten, Hetty, Asume, the list goes on and on. So forgive if I don't mention your name. But Pascal, I remember you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to work together at CIB. Before I conclude, because much has been said already, I want to talk about some few observations or feedback that I gathered when I joined this institute. I believe that for every thriving institution such as CIB, some challenges exist. And sometimes we need to be honest about them. I believe that in accepting feedback, we are able to improve as individuals and institutions. A few of them that rang among many was the fact that sometimes when students call in to get their issues resolved, sometimes there are delays. I believe there are systems in place to make it work. But as a human institution, sometimes when we don't consciously and intentionally make such systems work, they end up frustrating some people. And it may not necessarily be the fault of the institute, but once the staff of the institute are part of the institute, it's very difficult to separate the two. So my suggestion would be that as management, let's continuously evaluate and ensure that everybody is on the same page to benefit from this great institute. A simple message to my colleagues. We've already been, told much, but I want to say that let us utilize this knowledge and skills we have gained. Let us make the difference in our various institutions. It doesn't matter the role you are playing in your bank. Every role is very important. In fact, one of my former retail head made a statement I'll never forget. He said, every role you are on, you are actually the CEO on that desk. So it's important you manage that desk with so much excellence. And it's just a matter of time you'll be noticed. And I believe you remember Martin Luther King, who said that you could be someone's actually sweeping on the street, but when you do your work with so much excellence, with fulfillment, you emerge as a great person. Greatness is not only about titles. It's about how we are able to make impact and make the difference wherever we are. So what I would say is that let us shine wherever we are. Thank you. Once again, I want to say congratulations to CIB Ghana. Thank you, Dr. Christine and the team. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you, Henry. All of you, thank you. I may not mention all names, but we all love you dearly. Long live CIB, long live Ghana. Thank you so much.
Not a loser, overcomer.
Thank you very much,
More than a conqueror.
Mr. Noni, for those words. Shine wherever you are, and in due course, greatness will surely come your way. Please, we do reiterate GR 116621, a gray Land Cruiser. I understand you are really blocking the way. No car can come in or out. So please, I know the car numbers may be an issue, but Charlie, what the Land Cruiser nebaya, you just get up and check out for us. Please, last, I would also like to acknowledge Mr. Michael Appiah, Chief Examiner for Basma Paper. Thank you for gracing our occasion. We are grateful. We are just at the tail end. And please, I would like to announce that when we are doing the recession, we would come back to do the photographies here. And so we would all get up and give the council members and dignitaries that honor to recess. And then for inductees, we would sit and wait so that we can take the pictures. Whilst we are sitting and waiting, our guest of honor, MD of CBG, told us that he had printed the creed, the banker's creed, and so his team will take the opportunity to share whilst we arrange the picture for the setting for the picture. I would like to say thank you to everyone who has been part of this. It's just been an honor for me. And I remember when I was called upon coming here, I said, what would I say to my fellow inductees as well? And as I picked up when I mentioned, we should remember that we are in the knowledge industry. We are the only profession that need to understand every industry before we deal with them. The doctor is just a doctor, a surgeon. He only needs to know his medical field. But as a banker, when a customer from FMCG comes, you need to understand that field. When you are giving a facility to a health institute, you need to understand the field and their cycle. So for us, as has been reiterated, this is just an enabler. It is just the starting point. We just need to keep studying and be the best that we can be. At this juncture, we would all kindly rise as we take the recession. So kindly let's accord them the honor, no movement as they take the recession. Let's give them.
I'm a winner, not a loser, overcomer. I am more than a conqueror. I'm a winner, not a loser, overcomer. Hey, I am more than a conqueror.
So
I swear it. I swear
So please, we can all sit down. The team from CBG, you can quickly take it as an opportunity to share the creed.
I swear, any weapon formed against me, in the name of Jesus, I swear, by the power of the Holy Ghost, I swear, any weapon formed against me. Lord, Lord, I swear to you, I swear to you, I swear to you, I swear to you. Nanka so peso kum David. Eti watu ne jain. Otu ne jain enso, otu anu asu abi. Nanka so peso kum David. Kwa. Eti watu ne jain sa. Otu ne jain enso, otu anu asu abi. Sana devil peso yemme. Hey, sana devil peso kum me. Hey, sana devil.
Please, can we have those doing the setup for the pictures?
In the name of Jesus, I swear. Oh yeah. I swear any weapon formed against me. Oh, you hear me? No. You're really ones. No. I swear any weapon formed against me. Oh, you hear me? No. Show what you mean. No. I swear. Show you in a catcher and say we don't break them. Cause we don't break them. So Satan, you should back off. Yeah. Don't be a say. Oh, baby, Miss Mo, don't control my time for the sun. Miss Put be a say. Hey, Miss don't be a say. I didn't miss ye. The double is so much anymore. It's your bon son. And the pass over to me, I say me. Miss Sade. Miss Sade. Don't say, Miss Sade. No, Miss Samu, Miss. I will sing and praise my God. He's my strength and my strength. So on some wire, I can come in and let I will some Russia but I want to miss Simon. Simon. Want to me and the
So please, inductees, can we get you to arrange yourselves upstage? Then we call the council members to take their seats. Thank you very much. We are done for the day. God bless you all for coming. Very grateful. Please, you are taking your food from the library. Inductees. Inductees, you are picking up the food from the library. And the certificates as well. So when you pick up your food, you take the certificate. Thank you.
1 2 1 2 1 2. Try 2. Try 2 1 2. Try 2. Try. Try 2 1 2 1 2.